Have you seen the seven-sided gold die? It has 6 outsides and 1 inside. The inside's invisible, but you know that it's there. You have to use your imagination to see it. If it was quart, there'd be a quart inside. If there's a gallon, there'd be a gallon inside. It's a tool to help us to begin to organize our thoughts. Albert Einstein said, imagination is the true sign of intelligence, not knowledge. It's a tool that begins to help us to use our imagination to reach inside of us and to begin to organize those thoughts. And the way that we do that is by using this as a trigger to trigger our brain to remember what 2 means, what 6 means, what 3 means, each particular side. You've seen a Monopoly board before. Let's say we're not playing Monopoly, we're just racing around this board as fast as we can go. We're going around 7 times, and it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It's 280 times around there. What's the best number that you can roll? If you roll a 3, you only get to go 3 spots. And so your goal is, of course, to always to roll a 6. A 6 is the absolute best that you can do. So your desire is to roll a 6. Now I want you to look at this die that we keep in our pocket all the time. This is our best and represents our best. Can you see the columns standing up there? I want you to see the columns. Can you see the 2 columns standing up there? We want to stay in columns up in our life. Now how do we actually do our best? By focusing on one thing at a time. It's the power of focus. As you and I commit to do our best and we begin to focus on any one thing, we're able to actually do our best. Think about the things that you've accomplished in the past. It's because you have focused on them. Any one thing that you focus on, you know there's 2 sides of the story. There's actually what I know and everything I don't. If I am focusing on doing my best with my relationship with my wife, for an example, that one particular thing, then there's actually going to be my side of the story and there's going to be her side of the story. Dale Carnegie used to tell us to try to see things from the other person's point of view. Every single thing that we're focusing on can be subdivided down in half. Benjamin Franklin, he used to take a sheet of paper and he put the pros on one side, he put the cons on the other side, and that would help him to begin to weigh things out to begin to make a decision. We have to look at how things affect us on the short term, how they affect us on the long term. What's the cost? What's the benefit? Now let's go to side 3. Side 3, place yourselves right there in the middle. You want to see that as yourself. Anytime that you're going to be doing your best on one particular thing, you need to begin to get advice. You need to talk to the person on your right. You need to talk to the person on your left. There's people down here that you need to talk to. There's people up here that you need to talk to. Every single person has the ability to affect us, and we begin to broaden our understanding about that one thing that we're trying to do our best on. Now, this has 7 sides, but it also has 8 points. See these points? Those are pivot points. You know, when things begin to pivot, they change directions, they begin to move. And that's what we want that one thing that we're focusing on to do. We want it to begin to change directions to begin to move. So we have to apply the pivot points. The first pivot point lesson, pivot starts with P, point starts with P, so all of our lessons starts with double P's. Our first lesson is paper and pencil. It's actually the moment that we take a sheet of paper and a pencil and we begin to write things down that we give birth to organized thoughts. That's when we begin to take all of this knowledge that's been running around in our head and we take it from the intangible to the tangible. We actually give birth. Now if we were to close the book here and jump ahead about 4 chapters, we'd begin to open it back up and we'd say, look around the room, see everything that we see that's man-made. And we'd realize that every single thing that's man-made around us today, first of all, started in the imagination on the inside, then passed through a sheet of paper in the process of being created. Which means to you and I that if we want to create anything, we need for it to pass through that sheet of paper, or the moment that we take a paper and pencil and we begin to apply our thoughts, we have taken the first step in the creation process. Now I wish I had more time to tell you about the 7-sided gold die. There's multiple levels of understanding about it, but it's a tool that people can use to begin to organize their lives and to begin to solve any problem that they have as they begin to break it down and take a look at it in a logical format. So I hope you'll call me. It is a patented tool. My name is Stan Reynolds. You can reach me at stan@stanreynolds.com or stan@golddie.com. My phone number is 813-309-0269. 813-309-0269. And a special hello to you, Anthony Sullivan.